doing? I know you guys are still feeling good after beating the Browns, and you should. You should, because it was messy. It wasn't clean. It was scary at some moments, but we did it. And I believe, well, I don't believe, I know, you know, I've been reminding you that I said that Minka Fitzpatrick was going to have a great game. And although the numbers don't say he had a good game, I'll give him that. They don't say it, but he made the play. He made the play to end the game in so many words. Ended the drive for the Browns with that particular play. And why that play, I think, was phenomenal. And you can look online. I believe Steelers Depot actually had some content on this. That play wasn't Minka's man. Landry wasn't for Minka. Landry was Cam Sutton's man. And Cam, lost him in the sauce. And what does Minka do? What do I call Minka? Like the cleanup man. He came and he cleaned it up. And it was a phenomenal play. It was a great play because had Cam just completely lost him, which he did, but if Cam had lost him and Minka didn't clean him up, that would have been a first down and a more. So thank you, Minka. We appreciate you. I knew you had it in you. Now we're just waiting for those interceptions that we missed so much. So they're coming. Patience, right? I have it. We're all ready for it, though. Now, for the offensive side of the ball for the Browns game, we had that scary moment with Chris Boswell. And probably like most of Steeler Nation, I was mad at the play call at first. And then I realized, you know what? I'm not mad at the play call. I'm mad at what happened during the play. And I'm happy about the play call because it's something that we don't do. We don't do these types of things. So it was different. Had it converted to a touchdown, we wouldn't be having this conversation. But because it didn't, and the reason why it didn't wasn't coaching's fault. It was very much on Chris Boswell. He held onto that ball for a lifetime. Something that even Ben, wouldn't do in that particular instance, right? With the pressures that team brings. So Chris Boswell had a lot to do with why that happened, the way that it happened. And he probably, of course we know he's not used to getting hit. So he wasn't expecting to get hit like that. But that had a lot to do with Chris. And I think he probably learned his lesson. But I did want them to just go down there and get the points, get the field goal, and hopefully get into halftime up 3. But no, we had to do it the hard way. We had to make a statement. And I got it. It was a gutsy call, and I appreciated it. I hated the outcome, but I appreciated the call. And I like to go against the majority of the fans sometimes. At first, I was with everybody. I was like, why? But I was like, you know what? Had that worked out, I would have been like, yes, this is awesome. I'm so glad that we're switching it up, but it didn't work out that way. I'm glad that Chris is going to be okay, and he's just in concussion protocol, and it is just the ups and downs of football, right? So I'm not mad at it. I was at first, as things went on, I realized like, hey, I liked the call. I liked us going for it. I liked us, showing that because we don't do it enough. We don't do it often. And I liked it. So I'll leave it at that. I know some people are still mad about it and we're calling for Tomlin's job, but I'm not that person. Back to the offense, not just the special teams offensive plays, but the run game. The run game is getting to a point where we can be proud. The offensive line is getting progress every week, y'all. I love to see it. I'm proud of Dan. I'm proud of Kendrick. Like, you guys are really coming out and showing out and putting Najee in great positions. I'm so proud of how this line is performing. We still got to work on some penalties. And some of the penalties aren't necessarily always our fault. They're very ticky-tacky sometimes. And sometimes they call it holding on us when it's holding on the other team. But I'll digress. I will digress on that because every week I cannot come up here and talk about these refs. We have to really, truly figure out a way to remove them from the game. And I did hear Coach Tomlin briefly talk about bringing in refs, I guess, during their practices to really focus on those penalties, because we just cannot. If we do what we're supposed to do, we can eliminate their interference as much as possible, because I think we're all going to get tired. I'm tired already of talking and complaining about these refs and these really, really bad calls. So we have to move on. We have to figure out a way to move on. And hopefully bringing them in the practice setting helps. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But my favorite thing that I talk about every single week, we saw a healthy amount of, and I'm just smiling because you know how I feel about the tight ends. I think that's the key to our offensive success, the run game and using these tight ends. I mean, Gentry and Pat, like you guys are a valuable components in this offense right now. And you should have been. But losing Juju was a third down man. Unfortunately, losing him helped highlight that, but it should have always been the case. Yes, I would love to have Juju on the field, but I know Pat and Gentry can do it. They can definitely get the job done. And we saw that. We saw that on Sunday. I think we'll continue to see it this week. As you know, just seeing him throw the ball in the middle of the field warms my heart, especially when there's a tight end picking it up. So Deontay's still Deontaying. I'm so proud of him and how his season's been. So and then Najee is doing phenomenal. From the receiving side, from the rushing side, he is proving to be everything that we thought he would be. And I just hope he continues to make strides and continue to be that game changer that he is. That defense are going to have to scheme against and figure out a way to stop the Steelers' run game. Because we have a run game, y'all. We have a run game. It's so phenomenal. It feels so good to say, because that was not the case last year. For whatever reason, you could say it was the line, you could say it was the back. We didn't have a run game, and now we do. It feels good. Go ahead and move on to this week's opponent. This week's opponent, the Bears. So I didn't watch a whole lot of film on the Bears. Just because the beginning of their film, they were doing the quarterback switch out, and now they're more focused on Justin Fields, and they're still figuring out with Justin Fields. But looking at Justin Fields, I was like, this is a good game for us. This is a really good game because you saw how we were able to stop the run, and the run wasn't as impactful for the Browns, and that's what we needed to do. I said that from the beginning. Stop the run, make Baker beat you with his arm, and he wasn't able to do it. So here, if this might be the closest. You can correct me if I'm wrong here, but I feel like this will be the closest we get to seeing anyone remotely close to looking like a Lamar Jackson in Justin Fields. I saw his run last week, and it was like, okay, it was a little Lamar-esque. And I'm like, this is good for us. This is good for us because there's no way to imitate Lamar Jackson, and he might be the closest. So, making him, we're gonna sack him. Like it's going to happen. And that's what I look for. Like, we just have to disrupt him, make him uncomfortable. Getting to him is really the key. Just taking away everything. They haven't. I don't think they have enough confidence in their offense yet. They did get a win last week, but I don't think that they're there enough yet to really. I really sound overly confident in this team, but I really am. I think this defense can dominate, can take away any confidence and weapons that Justin Fields has. And it's just that simple for me. Like, get to him, rattle him. The game is solid. Don't let them run the ball. We made so many changes and gave different looks defensively. Like, you saw how TJ was dropping back more than I've seen TJ drop back all season. I mean, the different looks that we were giving the Browns, I mean, what can you say? What can you say? I mean, I really have to give the team credit for that. Coaching and the team credit for what they put together against the Browns. I was very proud. I was very proud because I was worried. Because I was like, these guys cannot stop the run. And they managed to do it. So I was so proud. Just got to continue. It has to continue. I know they're going to have film on it. So they'll figure out a way. And just like they did it on the defensive side of the ball with the different looks, they did it on the offensive side of the ball too. A lot of motion. And I was so proud. I was proud of them. No, they only scored 15 points. Yes, it wasn't a clean cut game, but the progression, I saw progression in this team again this week. Okay? And like I said, I could not be prouder. Like, I'm proud. I've been disappointed in the losses, but I knew that there wasn't too much further back we could go from there. So I'm very proud of where we are right now and where we're sitting. And this is a very winnable game. Like I said, all you have to do is stop the run. If everything from last week stayed the same, I feel like we score more points. We score more, and we'll get more sacks, and they'll have less rushing yards. If everything will stay the same as far as our game plan, I think we'll still be good. Because, yeah, Myles Garrett was a big deal, right? And so is Khalil Mack. Like, no one's discrediting this guy. I can't discredit that guy. But Myles Garrett got 1 sack on Ben. I think we can probably handle, at a minimum, 1 sack from Khalil Mack and crew. So let's see what happens. I'm so optimistic. It may be too easy of a win in my mind, and I know the Steelers are never going to make anything look easy. But it just fundamentally, if we stay on track, we're good here. We're good here. It's the Steelers' game to lose. They have to come out there and completely lay egg and go away from everything that they did last week. Everything to lose this game. That's my opinion. So we'll see what happens. Unfortunately, here comes the bad news. The bad news is I won't be watching any of the game until well after it's over. I won't be at the game this Monday night. I won't be able to watch the game with everyone on Monday. So I will have my feedback much later on, after, when you guys are probably sleeping. I'll be traveling, and I'll be giving you my feedback well after the game is over. So that's the sad part, and it's Color Rush night, and yeah, man, I'm gonna miss it. But I hope you guys enjoy. I hope it's one of those games where I finally see the game and I'm just ecstatic and overly proud. And not one of those games like, how did they possibly lose this game? I'm not even going to speak it, no. So yeah, stay tuned. I will be back. I got some cool things to share with you. I will be in Pittsburgh for the Lions game. Fingers crossed everything goes right. No flight delays or anything like that. I will be in Pittsburgh for the Detroit game. So I will see you there. Give me a holler. And I have some cool things I want to share. Some more cool things to share with you guys. So stay tuned. See ya.